What's up, YouTuberverse? It's your boy RB back again for another one. Today we have a very special guest. My cousin Scooter is going to join us today. He is a Celtics fan, and we are going to talk about this Game 7 coming up. So, Nuance Machine, episode 26. Let's kick it. All right, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button. And no promos today. We're going to get right into this. What up, cuzzo?
What's going on, man? What's happening?
Not much, man. You ready for this Game 7, brother?
Are you ready?
What you think about this game tomorrow?
You know what? I don't know which Celtics team's gonna show up. I could not tell you that, and that's honestly that's been our thing all year. We're Jekyll and Hyde, and it frustrates the ever living crap out of me because
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
I don't know. Like if it's game 2 and 3 Celtics, we got a good shot. Like we can win. If it's game 4 or game 5 Celtics, it'll be over by halftime.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I feel the exact same way about the Sixers. Like, I feel like Sixers and Celtics fans, we have a lot in common.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. Don't even think about it. Just name it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
If you were a chick, who's the one guy you would sleep with?
John Stamos.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
The only real difference is that y'all have the history and we have a history of heartbreak. Like that's really the only difference. But besides that, we feel the exact same way about our franchises because the Sixers are also the Jekyll and Hyde team, man. It seems like has there even been really a close game in this series? I think there's been one close game. Every other game has been 10 points or more.
So the games 1 and 4 with the Harden shots are really the only ones that have been like close games because it's been a shot at the end where it could have went either way. Like it's Harden literally hitting a shot, and it's like, okay. Other than that, yeah, it's y'all blew us out. Game 5, game 2 blew y'all out. Game 3, really, it was close, but it wasn't close. And then another night was just like I said, I didn't even watch the other night because I was just like, I'm not gonna watch some corn that y'all on y'all. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that to myself.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I got other things to do with my time.
You should have watched it, man. You would have been mad till the fourth quarter. You know, Jason Tatum threw up a stinker and then scored 16 points in the fourth quarter.
I did go back and watch. So I have it because I've got NBA TV. Well, I've got the NBA app. So I did go back and watch like the condensed game, and I was like, okay. So at one point we were up by 13, and then of course in true Celtics fashion, we let it go. Yeah. And then Jason, Tatum for the second game in a row stuck up the joint, gets to the fourth quarter and goes, "Nah, I'm flipping Jason Tatum," and then goes off. I'm like, okay, so. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. It's just so random how they can just turn it on and off like that. Yeah. But what do you think the keys are for the Celtics to win this game 7 here? What do you think they got to do to beat the Sixers?
We gotta, man. Honestly, we gotta be aggressive and have that same mindset we had in Game 6. I like Missoula finally making an adjustment because I've been screaming like all series, dude. I know you're a rookie coach, but you got to make some adjustments, man. Embiid is killing us, and I get Al has been doing as good of a job as you can do because you can't stop Embiid. Like there's just no stopping Embiid whatsoever. But at least Al's slowing him down a little bit. But the problem was he wasn't working on the offensive end. So it's like I like if we can come out with the same aggressive, keep the same lineup. I've always been a fan of the double big. Let Tom Lord play the 5. Let Al do the 4, because at least then on the offensive end, Embiid's got to make a decision. Okay, if we put him on Rob, okay, but that's going to lead to pace. Then when he comes over to contest a shot, whatever, that now gives us an element in the lob aspect of it that we didn't have when we were starting Derek White. Plus, I like Derek White and Brogdon coming off the bench anyway. So that's that's what I think we need to do for keep that same consistency like we had for Game 6 in Game 7. So if we don't come out, if we play this trying to not play our game, hey, you know what? If we take good shots and we miss good shots, then we just miss good shots.
You know, I like the double big lineup for you guys. I think what that does is it exposes the Sixers' biggest weakness, which I've said before is size and athleticism at that 3 and 4 spot. Um, you know, you're exposing PJ Tucker in that situation. You're leaving him wide open in the corner and daring him to shoot, and he's been hesitant, missing shots. You know, he's made a few, but he just hasn't been consistent in that spot. And I feel like if he was consistently hitting that 3 from that corner, but it would make that decision much more difficult for Missoula, whether he wants to go with that double big lineup or not. But since, it's PJ Tucker, he's like, yeah, no, go with the double big, leave PJ Tucker open in the corner and just hope for the best. Hope he doesn't make his shots, which he didn't in that game. So yeah, I think it's a good move for you guys. What do you think Jason Tatum has to do to in these cold streaks, man? Like,
Get out of his own head, man. Like
yeah.
Tatum is so. I love Jason Tatum. I think that he is like Stephen A would say. I think he's box office. Um, I wish he would go back to being the aggressive, trying to get easy baskets. My one gripe with Tatum for 3 seasons has been he wants to take like these crazy one-footed lean back jumpers sometimes, and it's like man, if your shot's not falling early, go get some easy, go get to the free throw line, get some easy buckets, get into the paint. When they put Tobias Harris on you, like I love Tobias Harris because I think he's a good defender, but Jason's got 2 inches on him. Like, bruh, like take him down in the paint. Like, when they try to put Maxi on you, go down in the paint. Go to the rim, if nothing else, even if Embiid comes over to block it. Either try to see if you can get the foul or, pull up and get, I'd rather you take a 15 footer than a 25 footer. Like I want him to stay aggressive. And to his credit, even when he didn't have a good game, he still assists, blocks, rebounds, whatnot. So I like him being still engaged, but I want to see him try to get some easier shots so we can get going early because if not, like if he gets going early, then JB gets going early, then Derek White gets. It's a cavalcade. It's like it trickles down. Yeah. Everybody gets going.
Right. Yeah, man. For the Sixers, I feel like they need to first and foremost, the same thing with Joel that you said with Tatum. Like you got to establish Joel early and often. If the Sixers want to win this game, we have to run our offense. I'm so tired of watching this team stand around.
Oh gosh.
Like it's my biggest gripe, man. If you look at some of the best teams, like they never just hand the ball off to one person and then stand around and watch them go to work. Like there's ball movement, there's player movement, and I know that Doc is trying to get them to do that, but it's almost like when things get tough, when things get tight, in the biggest moments, everybody just kind of stiffens up and it's like I don't know what to do. And that pressure, man. So that's one thing we got to do, and then we have to match y'all's intensity. Like it was very clear that you guys were the more intense team in the last game. You guys wanted it more, and we can't come out and be flat. Like if the Sixers come out flat, I think it's a wrap. If they come out slow, it's a wrap. If the Celtics lose this game, what do you think will be the most likely reason?
That we play not to lose the game instead of trying to go out and win the game. For even we did it last year in the series with the Heat and with the Bucks last year. We had a chance to close out Game 6 last year, and we played not to lose, and we got beat. And against the Heat last year in Game 7, we were up by 24. And then come down the stretch, we tried to slow the game down and play this let's not lose the game, and we almost ended up losing the game. We can't do that against y'all in this game. Mm-hmm. If we try to come out with this, like you alluded to earlier, don't play this dribble, 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 dribble. Oh, there's 7 seconds left on the clock, and then we throwing up something wild, and then now, you know, so yeah, that's if that team shows up, like I said, it'll be over by halftime because that's we do that way too much for my liking. So
Have the same complaint. That's funny. Um, do you think the Sixers should blow it up if we lose this game?
I don't think so. I think what you guys um honestly should do is you've got a good chemistry, you got a good makeup, and you honestly have depth, which is something that you guys hadn't had in a little bit. I think what you probably want to do though is find a way to either let Maxi run the team or let Maxi, if he's okay with it, come off the bench. Because the number one problem I think you guys have is when Embiid leaves the floor and Maxi, in my opinion, is y'all's number two.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like him running the second unit more than I like James running the second unit. As much as I have been a Harden fan, as much as I've been a Harden critic, my problem with James has always been it's like he's not happy being the 20 and 12 guy.
Mm-hmm.
He either wants to be the 30 and 12 guy, the 40 and 12 guy, or he's going to be the 10 and 10 guy. Like it's one extreme or the other. And I think for you guys, I think it's best for y'all when he's the 20 and 12 guy. If he's got 20, Max has got 22, and B's got 30, y'all are hard to beat. So I don't think that y'all don't I wouldn't blow it up. I would just reconfigure it. I definitely honestly no I'd get rid of Tucker. I think that I would find another four.
He's too small. He's too small, man. He's a 6'5" power forward. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He ain't no Charles Barkley. He ain't Charles.
No.
Charles is the only person that can get away with being a 6'5" power forward. Anyway, go ahead.
No, but I was to your point. To that is not only is he 6'5", and he's a good defender, but he gets picked on. He's strong in the paint, but guys can shoot over him at the four, and he's not quick enough to guard your three. So I think you get rid of Tucker, you find a four, or I would like experiment. Let Reed and Embiid play a big lineup.
That's interesting.
Let Reed play your four. Let Embiid play the five, and then when Embiid goes to rest, and you slide Reed over to the five, and you bring in Yang or whoever you want to, to bring in to sub him. But play a double. Your biggest strength for the Sixers, I feel, is y'all are like us, where when you go big, y'all can go big. Mm-hmm. Everybody forgets Harden is not small.
No, he's 6'5".
Yeah, he's Maxi is, he looks small, but Maxi's 6'3". So you got some length. Harris is 6'6". You could, like I said, let him guard your three. If you let Reed, he's like 6'9". Yeah, let him play the four. Let him be the garbage guy, and let him be kind of,
Yeah. I like your idea of getting rid of Tucker. I hate putting it like that, but yeah. Also, I think another thing we got to do is we got to do something with Tobias Harris's contract, man. He's on a max deal. I don't know if you knew that.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I did not know he was on a max deal.
We have two max contracts. It's Embiid and Harris, and even James Harden took a pay cut so that we could sign PJ Tucker. So even Harden's not even on a max deal, but Tobias Harris is for some damn reason. But we got to do something with that contract. Either trade him or see if he'll take less money if he wants to stay a Sixer. But we got to do something with that and use that money to sign a free agent. I think we definitely need length and athleticism in PJ Tucker's position. So I'm looking at like a Jeremy Grant or PJ Washington maybe.
Washington. That
Yeah.
would be an interesting get. Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to have PJ Washington in that spot instead of PJ Tucker. I want to sub one PJ for the other.
There you go. Swap them out. Actually, that's a very interesting. I didn't think about Washington. That would be a Jeremy Grant would be a good pickup. The problem is Portland will ask for the absolute just haul for him.
Yeah. Well, he's a free agent, so
Is he? I thought he had one more year.
You know what? I'll have to look that up. I thought I saw him on the free agent list, but I need to look at the details. He could have like a player option or something.
Maybe that's maybe what is a player option if he opt, which he'll opt out because of course he'll want. Honestly, I think he can. I think he might get a
max contract or a near max contract,
or something close to it. Yeah.
But here's my last question for you. Do you think the Celtics should blow it up if they lose this game?
I don't think they should. It wouldn't surprise me if Brad did, but then I personally don't think it. I think it's kind of like y'all. I think we need to retool a couple of pieces. I love Al. I love Al more than Al Horford is my favorite player on this team. I love him to death, but I think we honestly need a Jeremy Grant type, a little bit more athleticism, same size, and then let Al come off the bench because our problem is depth is not a problem, but once we get into the second lineup, we lose a little bit of size in front court.
And you're in that division with Philly with Embiid. You got to play him 6 times a year.
We got him. You have Embiid in Philly. You got the lone dude that's in New York, that shot blocker. I can't remember what his name is, but so New York's got one. Brooklyn's got Claxton. He's coming on. You got my man down in Miami.
Bam. Yep.
Yeah, Bam. You got Bam down in Miami. So, Cleveland's got 2 of them. Cleveland's got Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. The East Conference is getting to the point where it's got case in point. Orlando gave us fits this year because Banchero and Williams and I'm not Williams, I'm sorry, the other guy from Duke. But they could roll out a front line that was 6'10", 7 foot, 7 foot. That's your 3, 4, and 5. Jeez. And they gave us fits because they played Apollo at the 3. Mm-hmm. So if we go with the small, like when we try to go with the small lineup and put Horford at the 5, which he can play the 5, but dude, we get out rebounded. That's my biggest issue is we need a guy to just do the dirty work. That's why I like Robert Williams being on the court because he's the one guy on the team that does that's why I want to keep Grant. Grant Williams is the other. He's our dirty guy. He may only be 6'8", but he's right up in Embiid's chest to chest. And he's stout enough where Embiid has a little trouble moving him. Not a lot of trouble, but he has a little trouble moving him.
He's a fire hydrant.
Oh, he's built like a spark plug. He's just, he's like, so I don't think Brad will blow it up. It would be interesting to see what moves he does make because with Brown and Tatum both made All NBA this year, which means they are eligible for the Supermax. Mm-hmm. So between the two of them, if we resign them, you're talking around. I think I saw where Brown can get 319, Tatum can get 325 on the Supermax.
300?
Yeah.
Million.
Yeah. It's I read an article that said if resign them both, they will get it's like 653 million between the two of them.
Damn!
God damn.
Now here's the caveat with that. The new NBA TV contract kicks in 2025. Jaylen Brown's contract is up after the 23-24 season. So He'll be in year 2 when that new money hits. So there'll be a little bit of money to kind of offset it. I personally want them to keep Tatum and Brown. I think having the 2 wings like we do gives us an advantage on a lot of nights.
That's a tough matchup, man.
That's a hard and they're not just scores. They're 2-way.
Yeah, and most other teams don't have 2 wings that can match up.
There you go. Yeah, because Tatum's 6'9". A lot of people don't know Tatum's 6'9". And part of it we may not change much because we'll get Gallinari back next year. That's the other big deal. We would have more depth if Gallinari hadn't gotten hurt in the offseason. Because that's another 6'10" dude that can shoot. He'd have got real minutes. I don't think Brad will break. I don't think he'll break it up. I think we'll make a couple of things. I think we're probably gonna get rid of Pritchard. As much as I love Peyton Pritchard, I think he'll be valuable for a team that would give us some picks or big. Grant, like I said, I hope we keep Grant. I don't know if another team's gonna be interested in Grant. We'll see. But Brogdon's got to stay. Derek White's got to stay. Those 2 dudes can't leave. Like I said, with Al, maybe I get lucky and Al retires, and then we can go out and get another 4. But we'll see what happens.
Well, I don't usually do predictions on the Nuance Machine because that's not what we're all about here. But I will ask you: do you have any predictions for the game today?
I don't have a prediction because I'm superstitious like that, where I don't want to take it up to the basketball guys and be like, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna do this," and no. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think we're gonna see another game similar to Game 3, where it's gonna be less than 10 points. It's gonna be nip and tuck all the way. And I have absolutely no clue who's gonna win.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I really hope it's one of these games where, no team gets a lead bigger than like 8 or 10 points, and like it just kind of stays even all the way. Like I'm hoping it's gonna be like one of those heart pounding games where it's just gonna come down to the wire.
It's gonna make your anxiety jump. Yeah, yeah. Take your blood pressure pills.
Sports is the best reality show on TV, man.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah, there's no script, and like whether it be football, baseball, basketball. It's like, okay, like you like Chris Berman said, that's why they play the game. Everything looks good on paper. Play the game and give yourself a heart attack. That's what we do.
Well, Scooter, cuz it was good having you on, my man.
Good, man. I'll have you back. It was fun. Have you back anytime you need me, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for being my first guest, and we'll definitely bring you back some other time. You're also a Cowboys fan, so when the NFL season comes up, me and you are going to have some good talks.
We're going to have to do that. Yeah. We're definitely going to do that.
All right. See you, Scoots.
See ya.
Have a good one, brother.
You too, man.
Dark side, light this bitch up.
And when you talked about Derek White's hairline, oh, I lost it. I was like, I can't even defend as much as I love Derek White. I can't defend. Man, his hairline he's got the George Jefferson hairline, man. It is unreal.
I don't like. I've always been curious when people have like bad hairlines or they're going bald or whatever. Just shave the shit.
Let it go. So this started going when I was 20. When I hit 29, and the moment I hit 29, I was like, "Yep, coming on home." And it all started coming off after that. I don't try to do the dudes try to do the number one and your hairline is right. Nah, bro.
You know what? I'm an idiot. I haven't even been recorded. Dumbass nigga.
Oh.
Okay.
Bye, bye, bye.